high plat, low diamond.
Okay, fair enough. And you are on the Leoric. All right, so let's take a look at this draft. Do you know what position you picked the Leoric?
After the Thrall.
Okay, so you knew that that was
And
going to be
after
your
the
matchup.
Thrall and ETC.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we didn't have the last pick, so I think they kind of screwed that up.
Okay.
They did have the last pick. Sorry.
Hang on, I'm trying to plug in my headset. All right, there we go. So let's take a look and see, what would you say is your composition's strength / weakness? What would you say? Do you think that you win the solo lane? Should your team be winning the 4-man? Tell me a little bit about this.
I think I win the solo lane hard. I think we win the 4-man pretty well until 10.
Okay.
At which point, I think that the ETC Uther combo is going to hurt.
Okay. So their composition, I would say that the biggest weakness that they have is actually their Uther in the 4-man. This is one of Uther's worst maps, primarily because of the fact that you can just win by out mana sustaining and by doing as much spread damage as possible. And it looks like, James does have the right idea here with poke him down, wear him down. Your team has a Brightwing healer. All of her healing is constant and manaless, so definitely a big advantage in the 4-man, just purely based on the sustain. So just getting any damage on their heroes is valuable as long as you don't die for it. They do have burst protection with the Uther, so the Jaina is going to have less of a chance to try and blow something up all the time, but I think with the Arthas, the Vala, constant damage, and just the constant pumping healing from the Brightwing, I think that the 4-man in the bot lane should have a big advantage. And as far as the solo lane matchup goes, I think Thrall can definitely win the solo lane matchup into Leoric. So if you do win this handily, that's a really good thing. I want to see exactly how you play this. A big thing is, let's see, he does, I'm assuming, go for Echo, yeah. So early on in the matchup, what you really want to try to do is to deny stacks of Echo. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, standing on top of the minions.
Perfect.
Yeah, I do that a little bit until I push the wave out so I can guarantee the point.
Gotcha. All right, sounds good.
He gets a stack pretty quick, I think.
So yeah, okay. Probably just for the first one, if he's walking into the bush, I would just lead up with the W first. Just wouldn't have made a difference since he would have just walked away. But okay, let's keep track of your abilities. All right, that's fine. You do miss the backline minions. It's more important that you hit the minions in this matchup early game, just so that you're ahead on wave clear, right? Thrall's wave clear is really bad. So if you fast wave clear and then focus on hitting him, he's going to be tanking the minions and whatnot. You could try and body block him. You do land your W. You are tanking a lot of the minions, but that's okay since you have your W up. And then obviously you do want to hit your skeleton swing on the Thrall as well for the cooldown reduction, which is really good that you got last time. So you want to be standing on this minion probably. Okay, he gets 2 stacks off of that. Also, try and monopolize the globe. Let's take a look at your talents. You go for Fealty unto Death. Okay, so that's probably one of the reasons why you were able to even do this lane matchup. Fealty unto Death gives a lot of passive sustain from the minions. It's not generally speaking the preferred talent, but I understand in this particular scenario where it can get a lot of value, which is, as you can see, your health and mana are just constantly top tier. That's good. Really nice. Make sure you're just grabbing the globe too. Even though you don't need it, it's just to take it away from him. And there's nothing else to be doing right now, so you might as well be grabbing the globe and then sitting in this bush, waiting for him to step up. So he's trying to get stacks again. You gotta try and deny him either the stacks or fast wave clear. You have to do one of the two. All right. So far you are playing this well. His mana's starting to deteriorate, and he's at 9 stacks. So I think you could be doing better to deny stacks. I'd like to see him only at like 3 or 4 right now, but I am going to try to focus primarily just on this solo lane because I want to see the matchup, but I'm curious also to see what's going on so far. Did James die, or did he just... Yeah, he might have died. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, you are definitely winning this solo lane matchup so far. Let's see if you can continue to do that once he has the quest completed. Deny those globes. Once Thrall goes he has no choice but to back. And what do you go for here on 4?
The minion.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Definitely the right choice, not just for fast clearing the minions, but also for clearing the objective.
I mean, that's typically my go-to.
If you're picking Leoric, that's probably the reason why you want him, is that his clear is just outrageously good for waves as well as just in general PvE. Oh, you look like you're slow on taking your talent. Is that with it or no? Didn't look like it was, but it's okay. So, fantastic. So you guys are getting percentage already. You're still giving him some of these globes, or I think that was your globe that turned over. I could be wrong. He is at 18 stacks. So just, yeah, as a general rule, if you're in a bush, so they don't have vision of you, so they're not going to typically sidestep. So you should just lead first with the W and then the slow. If they have vision of you, that's when you go for the slow first, so that it's harder for them to juke afterwards.
Got it.
You also want to make sure you're standing close enough to catch these minions as they die, not just for the soak, but for the passive healing. There's very low chance you're going to kill him since you don't have any of your abilities really up here. So you just get, okay, a little bit more damage. Okay, you don't miss the soak, but you also don't have the point. I'd rather have seen you just stay here to catch the soak and then stay on the point, finish capping it. Because, okay, never mind. You don't have bottom right now, so it doesn't make a difference. Yeah. Deny the globe. Good. Good job. Really nice. And his quest is completed, but he's also Does he have the mana talent? Yeah, he does. Okay. But nonetheless, he's still low. No tap for 40. So far, it's been a relatively quiet game as far as rotations go. They don't really have something that's super dangerous to you that if it can rotate. Like they don't have like a ganker like a Genji or Zeratul or what's it called? Zeratul. I said that already. What's the other stealthy?
Valera?
Yeah, Valera. That's the one. So they don't have anything that's really like a super big threat to you. Then again, Leo's pretty low threat in general since he can go unstoppable and walk away. So getting the globe here is okay, but it does give him the point control for a little. So this is where it's important to be keeping eyes on the minimap. They don't have any control over this, so you don't have to take this back instantly. I'd rather see you fast clear this wave and then go for this. You see?
Got it.
All right. All right. Nice. Gathering percentage. Nice. Alright, a trade is okay. You still have the powerful 3-man down here. Yeah, that's fine. You finish the wave clear, and then you go straight for the point. So he can't possibly stay here, because he's going to miss the whole wave.
Right.
That's really good.
Now, during this time, I was, like, asking for assistance. Camps. Should I just be asking for, like, coverage top so I get camp, or should I be just asking them to do the camp?
It's obviously good to take the camps, but I wouldn't say that it's your job, really, at all.
Right.
Okay, this is a good teleport in from Brightwing. Got to get on this point. Good timing there. Grab the top globe. Yeah, it's not your job to do the camps as Leoric. If you have something that's coming up to gank, like besides a Brightwing typically, then that would be the time during which you can both quickly try and grab this in between minion wave. But okay. So yeah, the camps definitely would help to, push out a lane and stuff like that. But it's not really essential for this camp to be pushed out, if that makes sense. You're already winning the lane. Like you've given up control of this for like 10 seconds tops. So this camp isn't super necessary. The only thing it does is potentially push a little bit of tower damage, which would be nice for experience if you can kill the towers, but it's not necessarily, I don't know, it's unlikely that you get that much push done just as Leoric. If you were doing a 3-2 split, that would be a different story. So you fast clear here. Don't run them down. Just focus the wave clear, land the W. And now it's important that you be close enough. I'm not sure if you're aware, but consume vitality is affected by your own minions as well. So definitely catch the consume vitality from these guys. That's like, what is it, 14% of your health bar? Because it's 2% each. No, I was wrong. 1.25%. Okay. So this actually might end up being... Oh, okay. So you go for the March here.
Yeah, I think I would have gone Entomb if I didn't have a chance to get a kill right at 10.
I see.
That was just a panic pick, you know?
Fair enough. Entomb would have been pretty mediocre against some of their heroes, but it would be very nice if you get to level 20, of course.
Yeah.
So you have... There's 2 men. I was
on comms with Jaina, so he had the ring potential.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Welly's really good here too. You're standing on the point and contesting it here. I think I'd rather have seen you try to use your Wraith Walk to get up here and focus on the Thrall with the Welly out here. I think it's very likely you guys can get this kill.
Sure.
Even though you're winning this trade down here, I don't think you get either kill if you split the focus. Okay, you get the teleport in. So they overextended, and the Brightwing teleport was perfect. Really good. Finish capping that. Oh, it's so low. Nice. Cool. That's lucky. So yeah, this is a good time to grab the camp for sure. Somebody has to continue capping this, and then you guys want to rotate and secure the final percentages. Ideally, you have Jaina doing this because of the speed. Yep, there you go. And then you head back. Everybody else heads bottom. They almost get the fort. And they got to get on this point real fast. So the problem is that it took too long, right? They're already rezzed and back, so you can't even finish the percentage safely.
Yeah.
And this just comes down to not having fast enough rotations. If Jaina immediately focuses this and then rotates down to the point and leaves only one person to clear these minions and everybody else is on the point, that would be the finished objective. So this is one detail that I think you could be doing a little bit better is when you land your Drain Hope, you essentially want to avoid trading melee attacks. You just want to stay within the range of your Drain Hope, right? So if he runs towards you, you run back. If he runs away, you run towards him. And you just keep doing that. Because if all things are equal, right? If neither of you are auto-attacking, then you're just straight up winning. Because you're taking 20% of his health and gaining 20% of your health. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like you're still winning the trade, but it's just a little detail that can help you out trade even more. Good denial of the globes, really nice. This is a little risky. Okay, all right. It's ballsy.
Yeah.
But it pays off.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You do have consume vitality, so
Yeah,
do you back
I
here? Okay, that's fine.
think the
Let's
same
just get
thing,
the
but
globe and back. You stay here. No, okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
sit here for 2 seconds. Yeah.
I would have liked to see you back sooner. Yeah. They're getting pushed in this lane. Where do you head here? Do you head bottom? Try and get a 3v5? That would be nice. It would be great if you had Entomb right now, too.
Yeah.
So I also want to see you guys probably not chase the ETC as much, just because he's a lot harder to chase down. You get the Uther all the same, so that's fine. This Thrall. Yeah, the Thrall's dead. If you guys focus him. You have the Welly up, and if you land a skeletal swing, he's dead. He gets the speed. So this is just a matter of using your body and making sure you're cutting off escapes, cutting them off. I think it's a little too late now.
Yeah.
Probably gone. All right, so you head up to the top lane. The rest of your team. Oh boy. Okay, Vala. Yeah, that was unfortunate. This is all kinds of unfortunate.
Yeah, I didn't want to share a replay where we went. I'd rather learn more from a loss.
Oh, I didn't even know that this was going to be a loss, but sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a crazy overextension by Vala vaulting into a fort with that many people alive still. Just outrageous. For sure. Okay, so they're going for a boss play. Yeah, it's pretty safe for them to do this. There's not much you can do about it.
That's what I say.
Yeah, not worth. All right, so this is a little bit risky because you don't have any damage with you. They're going to be done with this relatively soon. You can almost guarantee it. And this camp, they could very easily walk this way and check.
Yeah.
They should be checking this and this to see if anybody's on it.
So what should I be doing? Should I just be soaking bot?
Good question. The correct answer is, well, let's see. Ideally, you have Jaina with you. You can do this camp. This is fine. It just has to be as a group so you can burn it before this is dead. If your Jaina is not with you, if your Vala is not with you, there's really nothing you can do at this point. So the best thing you could possibly do is on mount, just run in here to get vision and see how long it's going to take. So give your team some information and then just walk away. That's literally the only thing you can do right now because the waves are just too pushed out on the top side. The bot side it's also kind of pushed out. Like you don't have a fort here, so it's not super safe. They could cut you off and try and chase you down for a while. Okay, so they check this camp, but they don't check this one. They instead go for their camp, which is... Oh, no, they're not going for their camp. They just wasted a whole bunch of time rotating. So they invade this camp, but you guys do get this camp. All right, so that's fine. It is a mistake that they make to not check this first, but hey, people make mistakes and you can profit off of it. Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are clearing. Oh, this is a terrible time to fight. There's no good that can come of this. I mean, you guys are clearing 2 top right now, so it's just really bad to be face checking the bush there and fighting. Because you know that they're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's take a look real quick at your build as well. You went for the, yeah, Ominous Wraith. Cool. You went Willing Vessel.
I typically go the, what's it called, the W build if they've got some meteor tanks, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
at least in Storm League.
For sure. Yeah. No, this is fine. I think your build is decent here. I wouldn't face check this like this. I would use your Wraith Walk if you're gonna poke your head in here, because if
I was
you Wraith Walk through all of these guys, get all the vision for your team, allow them to approach safely, and have everything be doing 50% less damage. This they can't take the camp as quickly. This could be a decent fight for you guys actually. Thrall's showing top.
I don't think my pings are showing up. I was pinging like crazy there. We were
Okay.
going in.
Okay. I just
Didn't
want to
look like...
say that you should have used your unstoppable like here instead.
Oh,
Just so that if they're in this bush, if they're doing what they should be doing and anchoring, if you walk into this bush, they can immediately stun you and you could get poked out, even killed, because you can't use your unstoppable while you're stunned. So just using it right before you walk into the bush. So this is a little bit of a problem too, since you use it a little bit later. If you used it back here, I think you can get it on all 4 of them before the camp. These 2 are not, it's not applied to these guys, and these are the 2 that it has to be applied to. These 2, it doesn't really matter that much if you reduce their damage by 50%, because they don't do that much damage. You're going to get shredded. I guess you're going to have to use March of the Black King here. Arthas will eventually get onto the point. Brightwing does teleport in. Okay. Alright, it works out. It works out, but you don't get a kill. Okay, alright. Now there just has to be focus. So right now you have both of your ranged focusing these 2, and then everybody else is focusing these 2. So this guy's a very good target to chase down because that's the target that Arthas is on. He has permanent slows, right? So if everyone is able to collapse, at the very least, you should be trying to help him DPS down the Thrall, I think. There's nothing else that you can be doing for these guys. He's already dead. Okay. Alright, and you do make it up here eventually. Alright, cool. So now, let's see. I think you can very safely take this while also capturing the beacon and maybe get the bottom fort afterwards. Let's take a look. But you have to have somebody to rotate down here and make sure they don't take it back. Oh, okay, you guys go for the top push. I don't really like this. Yeah, don't love this. You also have Jaina be the one that's here, which is really bad. It should be you, because if this becomes a 2 versus 1, Jaina loses it. If it's you, you can almost always get away from it. So, Okay, so now you guys are giving up your opportunity to get a full objective so that you can get a little bit of a push up top. This is pretty unlikely to get the keep, I think, because they're about to res. Let's take a look. And the flank from the side. Yeah, so this is a classic case of just not knowing how much to bite off after you've gotten a win, right? You guys got a triple kill. With a triple kill, there's no world where you shouldn't get the full objective and then some. So the very safe play was to grab this. They have to clear it, right? Mm-hmm. They have no choice but to, so that's where their people have to go. And during that time, you can very safely take this bottom camp, or this bottom fort, as well as the rest of the objective. And then the next objective spawns for you in the bottom lane, and you guys can probably get the bottom keep with that. Instead, it's an overcommitment on the top side of the map with just a bruiser camp, and the death timers were pretty short, so they were able to come back and take this fight with ETC coming from the backside. It's a little bit too late to be going for this play here. I think you just got to get out. Yeah. So you head to bottom, capture this. Maybe you can get a few more percentages if they chase too hard. Does this guy live? Nope. Wait. Oh my god. That was close. Alright. And you back here. Alright, so they steal the camp. So yeah, definitely a huge misplay from a macro standpoint. You don't even get the keep. It's not a guarantee. Yeah. Unfortunate. Even it would have been a lot better if it had been you here as well. I already mentioned that, but what I'm also, in addition to that, let's say they have ETC and Uther here. You as Leoric can actually keep both of them from backing for a long time and prevent them from rotating, so that your 4-man actually probably could have taken this top keep. It is actually a play that they could have made if you distributed your resources correctly, because having 2 people locked up in this area means that they can only possibly have a 3-man defense, and most of them were still rezzing. So I think that gets the keep guaranteed. And if they try and leave to try and collapse on your team, you can secure this point back. And then your team, you just tell them to back up, and that's it, right? And then you secure the objective and maybe even get a keep in this play. All right, so they push this top. That's gone. So you have vision of all of them now. So this is safe to take back bottom. Brightwing's clearing that. That's fine. You have a global. It's a little bit unsafe for you to go this way. I'd like to see the rest of your team staying together as a group, though. You should... Okay, so you have vision of them down here, so you go straight for this. Good. But they're fighting. Oh. Why are they fighting? Yeah, it's just a mistake. Another macro mistake. It's not on you. It's just your team should not be trying to fight right now. You do have the global advantage, right, with the Brightwing, but you have Leoric up here capping the point. So as long as you aren't grouped up as 5, there's just no point in taking a fight. And James also overstays, but he gets a trade kill at the very least. It's not the worst. All right, so you have 2 deaths for 1. That's honestly way better than it had any right to go, but it's still a pain. They're going to be able to steal this camp and then finish off the objective after that. And keep in mind, this is the same objective that you could have won 100-0. And I think at this point of the game, it's very likely that you guys are going to get snowballed on because people are going to keep on getting picked. Let's take a look. So this is the same situation as before. I'd like to see you be the one to run up this way. Do you know why?
Why it should be me or why I should be up there?
Both.
Well, I guess just because I'm the only one with an escape.
Yes, you're the one with an escape. So how many people would it take to kill you?
Oh, 2 or 3.
Probably, if not more, right? And if they're sending that many people to kill a Leoric, then your team gets a free clear of everything on the bot side. And you have 2 people dead right now, so it's even better because it's giving your team time to res. So essentially the point is, when you're playing a hero like Leoric, you have to take into consideration time and resources that it would take to kill you, because it's a mistake for them to try and kill you if you run up here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can be annoying, pause the objective, force them to come up here if they want to finish the objective, and then try and escape, waste a bunch of their time, and then be Leoric and get trait value, while the rest of your team is resurrected and dealt with the mercenary camp push and all that stuff. If you don't do that, they get the camp very quickly, or they get the objective very quickly. They push potentially with bottom. Maybe they take a boss. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, I didn't even consider that play.
You can basically prevent them from making plays by being annoying. That's sort of what you could do right now. It's also just very risky for you to go to the bottom one as well, because they have these minions so far pushed out. It's much better to do it on this side, because that's the side that it's unlikely for them to be on the top side of the map as opposed to the bottom. You don't get in time, unfortunately.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay, so you guys got to defend top. It's pretty big push. This is what looks like ends the game. So yeah, this is something that I think you could have prevented. No, it's not GG. Okay, we'll see about that. Okay, mosh pit's down. It's a good earthquake. Oof. Okay. Value. You're a little bit too in the middle of things to use a Wraithwalk that long, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just in general, when you're in a team fight, if you're using Wraithwalk in the center of everything, there's a good chance you're going to lose a large percentage of your health bar. Try and use it while you're more off to the side. Okay, you're dead here. Vala's dead here. Arthas is also dead.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's CG.
Alright, so had we hit 20, what talent would you have taken here?
For your level 20, let's see. Why does it not show me? I can't click on your talents. So it depends on what your goal was to, hold on. Oh, because the game just ended. Back it up. It depends on what your goal was as far as, like, if it was to have better team fighting, or if it was... I can't... Okay, there we go. All right. So if you were worried about getting blown up, then you can go for Shroud. If you are not at all concerned about your own livelihood, Burning Despair is pretty darn good. If you feel like you're getting massive value from March of the Black King, then you can also go for Death March. Generally speaking, most of the time you're taking Entomb, so you're going to go Buried Alive. But in this particular situation, if you were level 20, I probably would have gone for Burning Despair just for the sheer PvE pressure, wave clear, and also just crazy burning rage value in team fighting. It's really good against this objective while it's pushing. It's got constant wave clear, and it's the radius. If you land your W, which you're really good at landing your Ws so far, so the radius is like, it's massive. It's like a huge AoE, and it hits quite hard. It's doubly hard. So yeah, so I think this game was really just lost from a macro perspective more than anything, by taking team fights that were not good to take. There was definitely a lot of misplays on the bottom side. The main misplay that I think you made was just knowing when to be annoying and postpone the top cap. Because if you had done that, it's possible your team does get to level 20 before the end of the game, which could prevent the end of the game. In addition to that, sure, it could have prevented them from making a boss play. It's possible. No guarantee. They could still take the boss and then afterwards try and reclaim. But it's very likely that if you go immediately to the top, they see it and they're like, oh, we can get a kill on Leoric. And then they all run at you, and then you just lead them on a merry chase that takes them like 30 seconds to kill you. And you end up like up here when you die. And then they have so far to travel if they want to get to the bot lane or if they want to do whatever they want to do, right?
So I'm essentially, I mean, I'm suiciding if I do that.
You're suiciding, you're buying time, and you're giving your team an option of things that they can do. So they needed to clear the bottom lane because there was a bruiser pushing that lane, and the objective was also channeling. And the faster it channels, the worse it is for your team because it means you don't have time to reach level 20. And yeah, allowing them to take the boss for free without contesting them anywhere is really bad too. So that was the main thing that I would say you could have done better. Otherwise, you had a really solid match in the solo lane. I think you played it pretty darn well. There's really not much I would have changed as far as your play style for the solo lane. I probably wouldn't have gone March of the Black King myself, but I think you used it really well. You got good value from it. Yeah, I think that's about it, honestly. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. If we do this again, I'll try and pick one where we win.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a losing replay. It's oftentimes it's one of the things you can learn the most from is the games that you lose. So, the problem is that not every game is within your control. It's not like you can do something specifically better to win a game. I think that the only thing that you could have done better besides that last play was be the one who went down bottom in this situation where instead Jaina went down bottom and you had the 4-man pushing top. If it was you that did that instead, this game could have gone differently. That's very possible, right? Because you secure this objective, they don't win the next one, right? Let me see which objective that even was, because I'm pretty sure that was either the one before this or even the last one. Let's take a look. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the same objective, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's the same one. So just to keep that in perspective, the objective that you guys should have had guaranteed easy 100-0 after a triple kill is the same objective that later ends up wiping you guys and losing the game with a boss push. You see what I'm saying? Like the small, the small mistakes are the ones that lead to the biggest problems. So yeah, in general, when you're looking at shot calling, something that I want people to keep in mind is you have to assess risk versus reward, right? So the best shot calls are the ones that get the most reward for the smallest risk, right?
Right.
It's okay sometimes to go for the high risk plays because that's sometimes all you have as an option. But if you have options that give you purely beneficial results with very low risk of anything going wrong, that's probably what you should be going for. So keep that in mind with the macro plays that you make. All right, man. Well, good replay. Nice play on Leoric. Until next time, all right?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
Yeah. Have a good